So today we'll talk about the site maps. Okay, I think we have started the recording. Now, what is exactly site maps? Okay, yesterday the session we have covered with the robot.txt file. Now today's part is very simple. That is site map and the importance of in search engine optimization. Do you know site map, Dhanachari?
Oh, sir.
What is it? Yes, do you know? Okay. A decent sitemap act as a roadmap. Now this is what is most important. A roadmap of your website that enables search engine to intentionally locate all the significant pages regardless of whether your website has any internal linking structure or not. So sitemap will be helping you for the enabling the search engine to identify your significant pages. So that is most important. But whenever you are working with sitemaps, not only are the sitemap crucial for the search engine, but they can also equally useful for people searching for specific pages on your website. Now you just go on. I will just show you one website, that is Unipune. You will find it. Okay, one second. You will be getting Unipune website, and into this I will be just putting sitemap into that. Okay, is it visible to you, Dhanasri?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I am to this. This is the right hand side. Are you getting this the sitemap? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when I click on this, you will get the hierarchy of what is there on home page. So if I am talking about the university, you will get what else there in the, about us. If I talk about the academics, the department wise in what is there into this one. Okay, now if I talk about academic program, it will be talking about the administration and the student council and all those things. So basically this is the what the hierarchy specifies. Okay, on same parameter, if you go for about university, you will find this is all that is been here. You will find that is visible in a drop down also. Okay, so all drop down, this is also linking the academics. Okay, you just go and see the academics drop down will be showing the fine art. Okay, now see this
Good morning,
department.
sir.
Yes, yes,
Um,
are you getting?
सर
Huh.
मैं और धनश्री हम लोग आज लेक्चर नहीं अटेंड कर पाएंगे बिकॉज हम पेंटागन स्पेस का सेशन अटेंड कर रहे हैं.
Okay, 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 no problem, no problem. Okay, no issue, no issue about that. Within limited time we'll be winding up, no issue about that. Okay,
ओके सर, इट इज टिल 12 o'clock.
okay, it is at 12 o'clock na.
यस सर,
Okay, no problem.
फ्रॉम 10 to 12.
10 to 12. Okay, now you can join it, no problem.
ओके.
Yes, Dhanasri, are you getting this pages sitemap on the
Yes.
website of University of
Yes,
Pune?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now this is what exactly the sitemap will be helping us the end user. If I want to go for Department of Commerce or Science, something like that, I just go for over there. If I want to go for BCUD, I want to go for examination, I want to go for result, I will be just clicking on the student council, and I want to go for results, I just clicking on the result. So no need to navigate here and there. Just you will go there and you just put your uh, seat number, and you will be fetching the report result of your previous examination also. Okay. Now this sitemap is useful for the people searching on a specific page on the website. Okay, but while when the sitemaps can, now as far the sitemap which is concerned, that will be helping us the search engine optimization also. So while sitemaps can profit both search engine also and for the users also. So whenever you are creating any website, it is make a habit for creating a sitemap, because it will be boosting your search engine also and it will be helping the user also. So two favorite dimension of sitemap you can apply. Sitemap can be written into two different ways that you have to keep in mind. One is XML for web crawlers. This is only for the search engine. And second one is the HTML that we have seen here in this page. Okay, in this page we have seen it, the sitemap. This is for the people, for the users. Okay, this is for the user. One second. Hello. Hello. Am I audible now? Yes, Dhanasri. Dhanasri.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see, whenever XML is written, it is for web crawler, and when HTML is created, it is for the end user. So we will be creating as a search engine optimizer. Whenever we go for sitemaps, we have to create two types of files. One is XML file for the web crawlers, and one is HTML file for the peoples. So irrespective of the design and the style, whatever you have for your website, which can be created, a sitemap should be very significant for search engine. So small example I will show you. A sitemap will be showing the hierarchy in two dimensions. One will be XML, another will be HTML. HTML will be visible for the user, but XML will be containing the linking of your text, your images, your videos and news. So this is what exactly the sitemap is, as far as search engine optimization is included. Okay, what should be written in the sitemap, that is most important. So there are two main types of sitemaps, which I have told you, two different ways, for each serving different purpose. दोनों का purpose अलग है. HTML का sitemap अलग होता है, XML का sitemap अलग होता है. Now what is exactly the XML sitemap, which is basically used for search engine optimization? So XML sitemap is the most common type of sitemap which can be understood by search engine alone and hence are duplicately applicated explicitly for the purpose of search engine only. So this is the one thing you have to keep in mind. Why you are writing XML files is just for the search engine to understand where exactly your pages are been landing. Okay. Now where it is being created, again I will show you. If you have an website like this, for example www dot whatever your website is, your personal website.com, you have need to put this XML file at the bottom, that is at the base root folder. So this is first rule. Whenever you are working with this, you have to be at the base root for putting this, and the name of the file should be sitemap.xml file only. Don't give any other name. So your file should be like this only. Okay, so you have to give it only sitemap, this only. Okay, so this name you have to give, that is sitemap.xml, and maximum maximum 50,000 urls you can put into this. Limitations, it has maximum 50,000 url you can put it, and the maximum size you can limit of this sitemap.xml should be 50 MB, not more than that. Are you clear this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now what are URLs? URLs matlab kya? What is a text? Where exactly it is located? What is the image? What is URL? What are the videos you have uploaded? What are the URL? What is the news you have flushed on your pages? Everything you have to put it into the URL. That URL should be not more than 50,000, and the size of your text file, that is your XML file, should not be greater than 50 MB. Okay, so this is the rule you have to keep in mind. Whenever you exceed either limit, you will need to split your URLs. So if you are moving out of 50 years, you need to split your URL across the multiple XML sitemaps. Okay, these sitemaps can be combined with a single XML sitemaps file. So you can import those files for one file. So you can create a hierarchy, what you call as a sub files of site.xml file, and you can reuse it. So that is one thing you can do it. That is alternative way. So XML site map index file, this is the most important you have to keep in mind. The what is your sitemap, you should be containing what all things. So for example, I will tell you what should be there written into this XML. Your sitemap index have a multiple sitemap linking likes. For example, you have a block sitemap, you have product sitemap, you have a category sitemap, you have landing pages sitemaps. So this sitemap, one single sitemap, can be containing a cluster of blocks or your product, your category, and your landing pages also. And you can also have an sitemap for your images and videos also. Okay, so this sitemap.xml file should not exceed 50,000 URL. You have to keep in mind, and 50 MB should not be the size. If the file goes more, you have to
Sir.
divide into this, like this one: block sitemap, product sitemap, category sitemap, image video sitemap. So again it will be interlinked with one basic site जैसे हम CSS को अलग फाइल में लिखते हैं और HTML में इंपोर्ट करते हैं, उसी सिचुएशन में यू कैन डू इट विद XML. So this is what this important about XML sitemap. Now the second one which I have told you about Unipune, that is HTML sitemap. Now this is a second primary type of HTML sitemap in which you can view just, it is only for the purpose of viewing exactly the visitors which page they want to visit it. Okay, so for the purpose of navigation I want to use, I can go for HTML sitemap. XML sitemaps are not visible to the user, these are only visible to the search engine. Just keep in mind, it is only visible to search engine, but HTML sitemaps are visible for your visitors. This is the most important thing you have to keep in mind. Okay, are you clear with this, Dhanasri?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now HTML sitemaps are generally linked with your website footers. Now for example I will show you the footer. Okay, now you'll see when it goes over this is the header part. Okay, now you just go at the bottom, this is the footer part, this is the footer part. Okay, so basically you will find this type of footers are not in this Unipune because they have put it the sitemap at the top. But whenever you go for the another websites, like I will go for ibmrd.org. Okay, so I am going on the website of IBMRD. You will find at the footer. So header part is doing some information, and the footer part, just see, this is the maximum pages we have put it at the linking. Okay, so this is nothing but a sitemap. If you want to navigate to your student development cell or your project guidelines, you just click on project guidelines and you will be landing into the quick references. That is what all guidelines are there for MBA and MCA student as far the project is concerned. Okay, I want to know the anti-ragging cell details. I'm just clicking on it and I will be landing up into the anti-ragging pages, and if I want to fill a form I can go for filling a form here also. Okay, so are you clear with this one, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so website footers probably contains the sitemaps, but basically Unipune you have seen that is a separate sitemap been given because it is very complicated and big websites, that's why it is showing like this. So apart from this there are two basic principles of sitemaps you have to keep in mind. Now there are what you call as three additional types of sitemaps available. One is video sitemap. Usually it is to help the search engine to get a better understanding of video contents. Okay, so you can have a video sitemap also, and you can have a news sitemap also. So what is news sitemap? Usually specified to help the search engine better find out the website that are approved by the Google News. So if you are putting some news and if it is approved on the Google News, your news will be automatically be blinking on the Google News. So I will just show you Google News 1 second. Now this is the website of Google News. Okay, news.google.co.in, and you will just see it will showing us automatically the web pages, the news, because it is not linking with any another, but advertisement will be automatically displayed. So automatically you will see the Times of India, then Sholin Times and CNN News 18, Times of India. So a category of news, that is just like this one, the first news, it is showing the alternates for the news also. Okay, so if you have an budgeting related information, the Times now has created something new and that will be visible on there. You are trending with the Indian, you will be getting all the news that of Indian culture. So what is, if you want to get information of worldwide, you will get the all information of worldwide. If you want to get a local news also will be visible. So how this local news, how they understand that Ahmednagar fire has occupied, because it is catching the information of Indian Express or Times of India or Republic World or this type of paper, what do you call, news are being interlinked with one another. Now this is what is exactly been measured over here, that is news sitemap. If you are citing it with your local address, with your local news, automatically it will be visible on it, and URL of article published in last 2 days will be visible automatically on this Google News. Okay, so 2 days before any news are there, it will be visible on the Google News. And third one is image sitemap, usually specified to help the search engine to find all image hosted by your site, all image hosted by your site. So all images which are there in your website, that will be automatically visible on your site. So are you clear with this, Dhanasri?
Yes,
Sitemap.
sir.
Okay, we'll move further. Which pages to include in your sitemap? So what all pages you should include whenever you are working with the sitemap? So there are extremely small ways of deciding which page to be included in your sitemap. So think about your relevance in the URL. So uh, do you want your people to arrive on your URL? If not, it should be in it. Okay, so although you can put it in your URL like this also. So I will put it. So non canonical pages, non-canonical pages, these pages have to be listed below. So you have to list this paper whenever you are working with the sitemap. So the pages to be excluded in your sitemap, this is the one thing, and the pages that should be included into your sitemap. So included and excluded. So what should be included? Included should be, if you find the URL, that link that is just like a indexing, or you want the issue to be displayed very specified on your website, use sitemaps. Okay, so pages that you want people to get identified, or people to get clicked, or you want people to access it, you have to put those pages into sitemap. Otherwise, don't put it into sitemap. So because it is visible to the user, so pages you want people to be get accessible only should be considered in the included sitemap. And in excluded, you can exclude something like non-canonical pages, that is having nothing information, or duplicate pages, or paginated pages, or old URLs, what you can send. Then site search result pages you don't want to use. Then you can archive pages, or redirection pages, or blocked or robot text files, or non-indexed pages. So or some specific PDF you don't want the people to get accessible, so you can put it into that. Or you can go for the logging pages, or you don't want anybody to get logged into your pages. So you should exclude those pages whenever you are working into sitemap. So sitemap will never go for having a login page, or your blocked robot text, or your PDFs which you don't want people to access it, or duplicate pages. Okay, so that's things you should be do whenever you are including or excluding the sitemap, as far as the text or your XML file is concerned. So are you clear with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whenever you are a good developer, you have to understand what all pages are important for the user, put those into the included list. And you think that some pages are not required for the user, because it is not like that all pages should be visible to the user. So you make a list of those pages and put it into excluded one. Okay. Now search engine to easily find out any of your sitemap files once. तो कैसे find out करते हैं? Very simple. The sitemap is indexed to the Google Search Console, and Bing Master Make tools. Basically, these are used for the purpose. Now you can put it into your sitemaps index into your robot.txt. We have already seen. You can put into robot.txt, automatically it will be crawled by your search engine. Now conclusion is very simple. If a few sitemaps may appear to be an unnecessary task or other, the sitemap may be practically be a necessity for the website. The sitemap can be the most beneficiary. So it is always recommended that you should write a sitemap as and when required, because when to go for sitemap, whenever your website is very big, just like University of Pune, big website, go for creating sitemaps. If you have a bad interlinking strategies, because you don't know where your pages are interlinked, just like you can go for Unipune, you will find anywhere when to go, where to go. If I want to go for examination, where to go, academics में है क्या, कहाँ पर है क्या, तो मुझे पता है मेरे को examination में जाना पड़ेगा. Then I have to decide I want to get a circulars of it, so I will clicking on the circulars over here. So what all circulars university have put it, just on this I will be putting on this. So it is become very hierarchical, so it is very difficult to manage all those show. So in this situation, it is, if you have a bad interlinking strategy, just like this website, it is very difficult that which general circulars or confidential circular or online exam circular, what all circulars I want to, it is very difficult to tackle. So in this situation, you can go for sitemaps. It is most important, you go for sitemaps. Okay, so are you clear this one? So sitemaps should be used whenever your website is big, when it is having a bad interlink strategies, or
whenever your website is new to the people don't know where to go and when how to go, so again you can go for sitemaps. And last, your website has a lesser number of backlinks. I mean, you don't have the opportunity to go move back. So if I want to move back, I don't have the opportunity to move back. So I either have to use this one, or I have to just go for home button and then directly I am landing on the exam button, but I don't want this exam. I want the home page of university. Again, I have to put the URL like this unipune.ac.in, and again I will be landing up into Unipune website. So it is very difficult. So in this situation, whenever you have a less backlinks, you have to go for sitemaps. So is it clear? So having a sitemap is created considerably a global goal would be a driving force for your website success. So that is most important. Why to go for sitemaps? Yes, is it clear to you, Dhanasri? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay. So I think we will stop for the day because you are clear with the sitemaps. Two types of sitemaps. One is XML sitemap and second one is HTML sitemap. XML sitemaps are visible for the search engine. HTML sitemaps are for the purpose of visitors. Okay. Now, what are the rules you have to maintain? Whenever you are creating XML, the length of URL should be 50,000 URL and the size of the file should be of sitemap.xml should be not greater than 50 XML. अगर हमारे पास ज़्यादा URL होंगे, you need to divide the files into separate sections like block, product sitemap, category sitemap, or landing page sitemap, or you can have a separate image or video sitemap pages, separate links, and you just link it with your sitemap.xml file. Automatically, it will be working. Whenever you want the people to access your website frequently, you have to go for HTML sitemaps, and HTML sitemap you will be maintaining the video sitemap and news sitemap also, and image sitemap also. So this will be helping you to boost your people. Okay. So whenever you are working with the sitemap, some things you have to include, some pages you have to include. What to include? That you want to display to the people, that should be included into the sitemap, and some pages you don't want to display to the people, just like your login page or your PDFs or your some archive pages or your some duplicate pages or some URLs. You don't want the people to get accessible. In those situations, you can exclude those files from the sitemaps. Okay. And we have also talked about this conclusion, that is when to go for sitemap. Whenever your website is big, when it is bad interlinked strategies, when the website is new to the people, and whenever there is no backlink for the people to access the website. In those situations, go for site mapping. Otherwise, don't go for site mapping. Okay. Is it clear, Dhanasri?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll stop for the day, and we'll continue tomorrow's session with the remaining part of the chapter. Okay, so till then, take care and have a good day.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.